Beyond decision making, there's another layer that reveals the real heart of survival: emotional resilience. One woman put it this way. She said, "Facing my diagnosis was like confronting a storm. The fear was palpable, but learning to navigate that fear became my first step toward resilience." Others describe the stigma of illness as heavier than the illness itself, and how therapy, support groups, and family became lifelines. These support systems didn't just offer comfort, they became confidence builders, reminding women that they weren't fighting alone, that truth carries over into leadership. Resilience is rarely built in isolation. It is sustained when people surround themselves with networks of empathy and accountability. When confidence falters, the quality of support, whether from a doctor, a mentor, or a trusted colleague, can be the difference between giving up and pressing on. Resilience is personal, but never solitary. Emotional resilience is deeply tied to emotional intelligence. Self-awareness helps people name the fear instead of burying it. That awareness is what allows them to say, "I'm scared." Leaders too must recognize when discouragement is creeping in instead of masking it with bravado. Self-regulation makes it possible to ride the emotional waves of treatment or crisis without being capsized by them. For a patient, this means pressing forward with treatment despite anxiety. For a leader, it means pausing, breathing, and choosing a measured response in the middle of pressure. Empathy comes alive in support systems. Families, friends, and professionals who listen, encourage, and validate create an environment where resilience multiplies. In leadership, empathy is the fuel for trust and morale. It reassures teams that they're not carrying burdens alone. Social skill, it connects people to the right networks, resources, and relationships that sustain resilience. Just as survivors lean into therapy, peer groups, or faith communities, leaders can strengthen their own resilience by building authentic communities around them. Resilience then is not simply the ability to tough it out, it is the emotionally intelligent ability to name, regulate, connect, and lean into relationships that help transform fear into determination.